My mother declared, "Son, Hawaii is off. We're facing money problems currently." I accepted this, until I saw online they'd flown there with my brother. A month later, she approached me, asking for 200,000. I handed her something and uttered, "Take this instead." She looked it over and fainted cold. Can you imagine your own family, the people who are supposed to protect you, telling you they're facing financial ruin, only for you to discover they're living it up in Hawaii, on Instagram? Because that was my painful wake-up call, and it changed absolutely everything. It was a betrayal so sharp, it cut through years of my quiet reliability. Hey everyone, I'm Chris. I'm 31, an electrical engineer. My whole life is built on order, logic, making sure everything runs smoothly. My pantry's wired like a circuit panel. Oats top left, coffee center, rice bottom. Order calms me. At work, I design clean diagrams. At home, I'm the family fix-it guy. Something breaks? I get a text, a photo, and a "can you swing by?" My toolbox rides in my trunk like a seat-belted passenger. My mom calls me steady. My dad says I'm practical. Liam, my younger brother, well, he calls me Captain. It started as a joke when I showed him how to solder, but it stuck in all the ways that mattered and none of the ways that helped. We grew up in a small house, a loud TV always on. Dad worked hard until his knee gave out. Mom, she ran the house like a pop-up boutique. Always a new idea, a magic fix just around the corner. Liam had a smile that got him second chances. I had a checklist that kept me out of the way. That was our balance. Liam tried, I prepared, Mom believed, Dad worried. I'm not a dramatic person. No big speeches. My speed is quiet, reliable. No sparks. I do chords wrapped correctly, budgets with boring names like Emergency and Emergency B. I make the kind of lunches you can eat with one hand while holding a meter in the other. 2 months ago, my mom called me at 9:42 p.m. I remember because I was meticulously cleaning my soldering iron. Her voice was bright, like a lamp turned on full blast. "Christopher," she chirped, "we're going to Hawaii in October. A real vacation, family time. We deserve it. I even checked your PTO, you've got the days." She checked my PTO? "You gave me your login for taxes," she said, like it was the same as permission. "Don't overthink it. Just say yes." And I did. Not because I'm a beach person. I said yes because she sounded genuinely excited about something that included me. I put in the request. I even bought swim trunks with little blue sailboats, mismarked at an outlet, just $19.99. I put them in a bag labeled vacation and slid it into my closet, like storing a promise. 2 weeks before our dates, she called again. I was out on a site walk, helmet on, wind whipping into my mic. "Son," she said, using that tone reserved for broken appliances and bad news. "Hawaii is canceled. We're having financial problems right now." My stomach clenched. "What kind of problems?" I asked. "Adult problems," she replied, "the way people talk when the details are dangerous. We'll reschedule. Don't worry, we'll handle it. Do you want me to come over, look at the numbers?" I offered. That was our old dance. She'd panic, I'd spreadsheet. No, just be flexible," she said. "Okay," I replied, because sometimes okay is a word that buys peace. I worked through what would have been my PTO. I told my crew I'd take a Saturday. I tried not to think about that bag in my closet, labeled vacation, like it was a mistake in permanent marker. Then, on day 3 of my non-vacation, during my lunch break, I opened Instagram, just to kill 5 minutes. And there it was. First story, Mom waving, boomerang palm trees x5. Next, Dad, sunburned and smiling, a drink with a purple umbrella. Next, Liam on a balcony, captioned Aloha, with a song about good vibes. Different angles. Same hotel. I stared. My fries went cold. The electrician in me had a dumb thought. Oh, the circuit wasn't broken. I just wasn't connected to it. Then the human in me felt a small, mean heat rising in my throat. I locked my phone, put it face down, and went back to work. I didn't text. I didn't call. I told myself there must be context. I whispered context, like a prayer, as if it could pay a bill. 2 days later, I brought a pot of chili to their place. I'd made too much. Mom took it, saying, "You shouldn't have. We're watching our spending." Just then, Liam walked in, a tub of pineapple in hand, tan lines sharp against his shirt. He grinned, snapped his fingers like we were in a sitcom. "Captain, you missed paradise." Mom's eyes cut to him. "Liam, what are you doing?" He saw the stories. I looked at the countertop, where a small puddle from the pineapple container had formed. I watched it creep toward the edge, then drip. I wiped it up with a paper towel. Nobody said thank you. I didn't bring up Hawaii. I just asked about Dad's knee. He said it felt surprisingly good in the water. "Nice," I said. It sounded like someone else's voice. When I went home, I threw the empty chili container in my sink and left it there. On purpose. A small protest only I would see. I kept quiet for a month. Then she knocked on my apartment door. A thick folder under her arm. A smile that was trying way too hard. "Christopher," she said, "we need $200,000. I didn't invite her in. I looked at the folder, then at her hands, where blue pin numbers dotted her palm like a grocery list. I stepped into the hall. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't make a speech. I just knew exactly what I was going to hand her instead. This part, it's numbers. Because that's how I've survived. Numbers don't gaslight you. They sit there and add up, whether you believe them or not. $17. Liam lost a textbook. "He'll pay you back," Mom said. He didn't. $18. Dad's truck needed a new battery. I bought one. $172. "You saved the day," he said. "I'll hit you back Friday." He didn't. $19. Mom's crown wasn't covered. $430 on my card. "Well, Venmo," she said. They didn't. $20. Liam's phone overages. $280. "He needs it for job hunting," Mom said. It looked more like sleeping till noon. $21. I did their taxes, found penalties, set a plan, covered the first month. $1,050. "This is why you're the responsible one," Mom said. "That's family code for open your wallet." $22. Liam needed seed money for a music thing. $700. It became 2 tracks on SoundCloud and a ring light. $23. I co-signed Liam's car. He missed 2 payments. I covered them because credit scores can't absorb charm. $560. $24. A store card arrived, addressed to me, at their house. Balance, $312. Mom cried, "Total accident." I paid it and closed it. I told myself grown men don't make scenes. I added a note. "Don't bring up at dinner." $25. Water heater died. I negotiated with the plumber and put it on my card. $1,630. "You're so good with money," Mom said, as if that compliment were interest I should be grateful for. $26. Liam's brand needed shirts. $1,200. He sold 4 to friends at cost, kept 2 for promo. I swallowed the rest. $27. Dad's knee surgery. I drove, filed forms, sat on hold, made bland chicken, set alarms for meds. I counted the hours in a column I never totaled, because seeing the number would hurt. $28. I told myself I was done co-signing. Stuck a post-it on my debit card. No more. It worked, until it didn't. All those little just for nows became their own colossal bill. Not just money, but time. Energy. The tiny humiliations of being the reliable background hum. The family joke. Bank of Chris. Always landing with a smile, never with a deposit. Boundaries only exist if you enforce them. I had policies I didn't post. Hawaii wasn't the first lie. It was just the most photogenic. After the palm trees, small things tilted. Mom texted a picture of an ocean. Gratitude. Dad posted a steak. Healing. Liam tagged the hotel. Hashtag work hard, play hard. I muted all 3. I told myself there would be a rational explanation later. There wasn't. There never is. There's just spin, and the hope you're dizzy enough to accept it. A week after their trip, Liam showed up at my door. Box of donuts, trademark grin. "Captain," he said, "small bridge." "How small?" "Like 500,000. I laughed. It wasn't nice. He winced. "Not for me," he said fast. "For Mom and Dad. Interest fees, you know, like the kind of problems that cancel vacations." My blood ran cold. "I own a phone," I said. "I push the button that opens the world." "Don't be dramatic," he huffed. "You know you'll help." "No," I said. He blinked, like I'd mispronounced English. "You always help." "I used to," I said, because I thought help meant loved. He left the donuts on my doormat. Sugar bled through the box by morning. I threw it out. Then came Mom, with her folder. She wore her bank earrings, small hoops that meant she was serious. She sat on my couch, smoothed her skirt, and talked fast. "We're refinancing," she said. "The bank is being ridiculous. Your name would calm them. And there's the arrears and the penalties. We need $200,000. We'll pay you back. We'll write it down if that makes you feel better." "You're asking me to liquidate my future," I said, my voice calm, even. "No," she chirped, smiling like a realtor. "We're asking you to invest in your family." Family that went to Hawaii while telling me there were financial problems. I asked. My voice stayed level. The room felt like a test. She flinched, but recovered. "We needed rest. Your father's knee looked great in the ocean," I said. "Still no heat. Just facts, like reading a meter." "Give me a day," I said finally. She hugged me, like she'd won. That night, I opened my spreadsheet. I did what I'd been afraid to do. I printed everything. Transfers, bills, bridges, time. I rounded down so I wouldn't look petty. I added mileage. I added PTO hours I'd burned. I added the water heater I'd negotiated down. And I added a line called debt, whose name is love. The total knocked the breath out of me. $198,940. And that wasn't even counting the part of me that had learned to say, okay, before my throat felt it. I typed a header. Family account. Christopher to parents plus Liam. Balance due, $0. Status, closed. Then I wrote a one-page letter. Simple words, straight lines. It said, I will not lend, co-sign, guarantee, or open accounts for you. I will remove you as authorized users. Any attempt to open credit in my name will be handled by law, not family meetings. This isn't about revenge. This is about closure. I love you. The answer is no. I put the ledger in one envelope, the letter in another. I labeled them big, so nobody could pretend confusion. I slept badly. In the morning, I made coffee in my quiet kitchen and waited for the knock I knew would come. She was 3 minutes late, in that on-purpose way she thinks looks casual. Lipstick matched the serious earrings. Folder under her arm, like a prop. Did you think about it? She said, already stepping inside. I did, I replied. I handed her the first envelope. Take this instead. She frowned. Instead of the 200? Instead of thinking my wallet is the plan, I clarified. She opened the envelope, read the header out loud. Family account. It's the last one, I said. She skimmed. Textbook, battery, crown, heater. Her voice sped up. You're keeping score. You kept promising payback, I said. This is the score you promised. No one keeps score in a family, Christopher. Then stop asking me to play bank, I said, still calm. We can be family without loans. Her jaw moved. Your father will talk sense into you. Good, I said. Let's all talk. We drove to their house. The living room smelled like lemon cleaner. Dad sat in his recliner, ice on his knee, the TV muted. Liam leaned on the counter, scrolling. What's this? Dad asked when he saw the envelope. My answer, I said. And a record. He read. His eyebrows did math. At the total, his mouth tightened. That's not fair. It's not a feeling, I said. It's a sum. Liam laughed too loud. Captain brought receipts. Mom crossed her arms. We asked you to help save our home, not to rub our noses in every little thing you ever did. I'm saying no, I said. Not punishing, choosing. Liam slid closer. You're really going to let Mom and Dad lose the house because you're salty about a beach pick? This isn't about revenge, I said softly, because the words arrived like a tool I finally remembered I owned. It's about closure. Dad said closure, like it was a bad joke. Therapy talk. Yes, I said. And policy. I'm not a bank. Mom held out her hand. What's in the other envelope? My boundary, I said, and gave it to her. She read. Will not lend. Remove authorized users, legal options. Her face changed like weather. We would never open anything in your name. 3 years ago, I said, still steady. The store card was in my name. That was an accident, she snapped. It paid for Christmas, I said. I closed it. I told myself it didn't mean what it meant. Liam shifted. Mom said stop. Dad said low and sharp, Liam. For a beat, it was so quiet I could hear the fridge hum. Mom's hands trembled. She pressed her fingers to her temple like the paper was loud. You're doing this to hurt me, she said. I'm doing this to stop hurting myself, I replied. No more co-signing. No more just until. No more Instagram islands during financial problems. Dad pointed at the door. You walk out after this, don't come back. I'm not walking out, I said. I'm standing up. Liam rolled his eyes. Captain Mutiny. Liam, Mom warned, but the room was already leaning. Just say yes, he told me. You always say yes. Mom inhaled like she was going underwater. Her lipstick suddenly looked too bright on a face that had gone pale. Christopher, please. You have the money. I have a future, I said. I'm keeping it. She looked down at the letter again, lips moving around the line. No contact for financial matters. Like she was sounding out a foreign word. Then her knees gave. Not a swoon, not theater, just a body that forgot how to stand for a second. Her eyes went blank. She folded. Mom. Liam grabbed for her shoulder. Feet up, I said without thinking, catching her, easing her onto the sofa, lifting her ankles onto the ottoman. Old first aid training. My hands worked while my heart pounded. Dad swore. What did you do? I handed her paper. I said. She's breathing. Give her a minute. She came back slowly, blinking at the ceiling, then at me, then at the letter. Christopher, she whispered, as if I'd become someone new. I'm here, I said. I'm not yelling. I'm not leaving. I'm saying no. She sat up, touched her hair, smoothed the envelope like it might change its mind. You'll regret this. No, I said. I regret everything that got us here. I won't regret the door closing on it. I didn't slam the door when I left. I stacked the cushions I'd moved, washed the glass I'd filled, put it upside down on the rack. old habit, and drove home. By the time I climbed my stairs, missed calls were blooming on my screen. By midnight, I had 31. Dad left 3 voicemails. One angry, you broke your mother. One bargaining, we can do a smaller amount. Just sign the refinance. One tired, your mother is resting. You always were the sensible one. Be sensible. I listened to all of them once, and then again, just to be sure I wasn't missing a sentence that could make it simple. There wasn't one. Liam texted a stream. Bro, come on. We can split it. Okay. 150. Okay, just cosign. You're embarrassing yourself. Captain turned corporate. I put my phone face down and watched the salon below close. Gate down, neon off. The building making that night-settling sound. Day 2. My aunt called. Your mother fainted, she said immediately. I was there, I corrected. She says you threatened legal action. I said I would protect my credit, I clarified. That's not a threat. That's a rule. Christopher, she sighed, pulling the word like taffy. This family helps. I did, I said. For 14 years. She started to say, blood is thicker, and I ended the call. Clichés were alarms now. Day 3. Mom texted a paragraph. I didn't lie. Hawaii was for your father's health. You don't understand what it's like to be a mother. Liam is under pressure. You are good with money. We need you. Be the bigger person. I typed and erased 4 replies. I sent 12 words. I love you. I'm not available for financial support. She replied with a photo of me at 6, holding a plastic shovel. Under it, you used to be sweet. I stared at the screen until my chest hurt, then put the phone down and cried. The kind of small, private sound you make when you stub a toe in the dark. I set a timer for 6 minutes. When it beeped, I washed my face. Practical things helped. I removed my parents as authorized users on my cards. I froze my credit with the bureaus. I set fraud alerts. I changed every password. I moved my email recovery off my mother's number, because years ago, she helped me set it up. I called HR and asked if anyone besides me could see my PTO. Your emergency contact has access to certain pages, the rep said. Do you want to update? I did. I put down my friend Logan instead. Then it got uglier. A new credit inquiry popped up. A bank I don't use. My stomach did a drop like a bad elevator. I called. We have a mortgage application under your name, the rep said cheerfully. Co-applicant, Liam. I didn't apply, I said. That's fraud. We killed it. I sent the report to a lawyer friend who fired off a letter, polite enough to be legal and sharp enough to be a knife. Liam texted 10 minutes later. Misunderstanding. I replied, do not use my name. He wrote, family doesn't need contracts. I wrote, apparently we do. That same week, I booked a therapist. Tuesday, 8 a.m. telehealth, a woman with steady eyes. She didn't make faces at the Hawaii part. She asked, what happens inside you when your phone rings? I said, my jaw locks, my shoulders climb, my stomach crumples like foil. She said, can we practice letting that pass before you answer? We practiced sentences I hated at first. I'm not discussing money. I can't help with that. I'm ending the call now. I said them out loud to my laptop until they didn't taste like betrayal. Work shifted. I wasn't carrying the quiet fear of the next ask. I finished a design package early. I labeled a panel with my neat block letters and felt a silly wave of pride. I ate lunch outside without my phone in my hand. Sunday, Dad called at 2:07 p.m. I don't want to fight, he said, his voice made of gravel. Your mother says to say she's sorry about the store card. I'm sorry too. He said it like he'd swallowed a nail. I believed the part where it hurt him to say. Thank you, I said. We can't do 200. He said, we get it, but we need help, not money. Just sit with us. One call to the mortgage people. I can sit, I said. I won't pay. Okay, he said, like the word cut. We sat. I brought a legal pad, drew 3 columns. Needs, nice, not now. I put Hawaii under past and drew a line through it, like closing a tab. We called a HUD counselor. We learned hard, boring words, forbearance, repayment plan. We built a budget that didn't include Liam's marketing spend. Liam breezed in late, saying, I found an investor. I wrote Jim Guy next to it and put it under not now. Mom cried once. Dad rubbed his knee and stared at the TV, sound low. I said no 4 times. It didn't kill anyone. When we finished, I stood. Christopher, Mom said, voice small. What about? No. I said gentle. But I'll email the counselor's notes. She nodded, disappointment shaping her mouth. I knew that look. It used to hook me. It didn't. On my way out, Liam followed me to the porch. About the bank thing, he said, words too fast. I'm sorry. I accept that you said words, I said. Don't do it again. He frowned. You've changed. I grew up, I said. You should try it. I went home. I took the vacation bag out of my closet, pulled the sailboat trunks, cut the tag, and packed a duffel. I booked 3 nights at a boring lake an hour away. Off-season rate, no palm trees. I didn't post a photo. I sat on a dock and watched light move on water. I slept 8 hours without dreaming I'd missed a payment. On the last morning, I wrote on the motel pad, "This isn't revenge. This is a breaker reset." I underlined it twice. Back home, I taped a copy of my letter inside my desk drawer, not to wave around, but to remind myself on weekdays, the policy still stands. Boundaries are maintenance, not an event. Weeks passed. Mom tried a new script. Niceness. I made soup. Want some? I said yes, with a rule. No money talk. Dad asked me to look at the porch light. I did. I wanted to. It took 10 minutes and a fresh GFCI. Liam texted links to hoodies I didn't buy. I sent him a radiation of neutral. Looks good. He replied with a thumbs up, like we were networking. The calls slowed. My body learned what quiet feels like. Not empty, just room temperature. I started running 3 mornings a week. Slow, 2 miles, back before the salon opened. I cooked on Sundays and put leftovers in stacked containers with masking tape labels, because I like knowing what's inside before I open things. I even let myself want small stuff again. A better coffee grinder. A plan I might keep alive. A weekend class on woodworking. Nothing big, just life without a constant invoice attached. People want a twist. Did they sell the house? Not yet. Did Liam blow up? He sold 8 hoodies at a pop-up and posted a victory lap. Did your mom apologize? She said, I shouldn't have said some. Of what I said. That's as close as she gets. It's fine. I'm not collecting apologies. I'm collecting days that don't ask me for money. I'm not the hero of this. I'm not the villain either. I'm the guy who finally looked at the panel and labeled the circuits correctly. The living room doesn't run on the bathroom anymore. When somebody flips a switch, you know what goes on and off. That's all I wanted. Predictable light. Bills with my name on them and nobody else's. And a bag in the closet that says vacation because I labeled it, not because anyone promised. 8 weeks since I handed my mother paper instead of money. My phone is quiet in a way that isn't empty. The ledger sits on a shelf. When I peek, it steadies me. Sunday calls at 7 o'clock. No money talk. If someone says loan, we hang up. We've done it twice. The third Sunday, nobody tried. Liam texted, found an investor. I replied, great. He added, not asking you. I sent, great again. 2 greats felt like a small miracle. Mom stopped sending beach photos. Now it's soup. Bad lighting. Captions like, too much salt. I answer, looks good. She replies, I know. Small, safe, edible. Dad had me relabel the breaker panel last weekend. Kitchen marked as kitchen. Bedrooms as bedrooms. 2 mystery 15 amps retired. I told him which switch to flip before he touched the porch outlet. He nodded like I'd given him a secret. At the door, Mom said, I'm still mad. I said, I know. I'm still hurt. She looked at my face and said, but you look lighter. Boundaries are cheaper than bailouts, I said. She half smiled. Eat something always. Here's the moral I'm keeping for myself, taped where I'll see it. I won't buy love with loans. I won't rent my future so other people can feel comfortable today. I won't co-sign denial or pretend Instagram is private when the bill is public. I won't be the family ATM just because I understand interest. I will answer calls about recipes, cats, porch lights, or plans that include effort from everyone. I will keep my tools sharp, my passwords private, my credit frozen, my pantry stocked. I will say no like flipping a clean switch, not like breaking a wire. This isn't about revenge. This is about closure. Closure for me is a labeled panel, a steady hum, lights that come on when you want them to, and a bill that finally reads, balance due. Call to action. So, I'm curious. Have you ever felt like you were constantly paying a debt that wasn't yours, either financially or emotionally? Or had to set incredibly hard boundaries with people you love, even family? I really want to hear your stories and what you think about mine in the comments below. Let's talk about it.